So the last hours through the whole night, the last days actually, has been very challenging for my body in all directions. And I was keeping on sending back and doing the Nachahmung and Eliminierung of mimic a lot. And it really, out of these choices to not transform, to not have it, to not be even with it, to really change and choose a body which is light and fun and fit and healthy without intensities in it. Even in the morning, my tooth was really aching and intensive. And I was sending it back to all the people. So suddenly at 2:00, and I know that this tooth has to do with my mother. I did a lot of Ho'oponopono also to this tooth. And around 1:00, my mother called me like in tears, and she needs, if I'm here, and I need to bring her to a hospital, and very dramatic and everything. And I was asking her a couple of questions like what's going on and her ear and whatever. And in me, there was no impulse to go and stand up and bring her to a hospital. No impulse. No impulse at all. So she was, of course, she was getting mad again because I didn't do what she wanted. And she was projecting a lot on me. And my sister is better because she would have come immediately and brought her immediately to the hospital, of course. And with me, it's really terrible. You can't ask me. I'm never gonna do it. And I didn't have any reaction to that. Nothing. I was just like, okay, thank you. She hanged up in her anger or whatever, and I was just gonna go on with my like creating stuff. And then the mind came in. Are you crazy? Your mom is in pain. You need to get her into hospital. You can't leave her like that. She needs you. So I was sending that back again. And seeing also how much abusive manipulation there was in, which I didn't buy in, but where she was trying to. And then I asked, and I cleared a lot of point of views. I cleared all my platforms, and I asked my body if this would create the most of it to bring her to a hospital for me and for her. And the body was totally no at all. So I asked if I should go there and give her a bath session, nothing. If there is anything for me to do in this, nothing. So I kept on going, and of course the mind would come in and I would send back again. And then in the evening, I was like, it was around 6. She came up again, and then I asked, is it time to do something? Is there anything what now is required? And then there was a yes. And then I just called her. And I called her, and of course everything was fine. And she had already a call with her doctor, and her pain was already gone. And it could be handled for tomorrow, so she didn't need to go to a hospital and everything. So I was very, very grateful for this lesson again. I was so grateful for that. To not jump in on somebody's reality if there is another reality in me, and another knowing and another wisdom, even if there is one who thinks he's totally in drama and totally in whatever, not buying it. And of course you would go on like, yeah, but you know, even that everything is better. It's really horrible to have a kid which doesn't care at all. And I could have died, and like stuff like that. And it's so much hurting that I'm not going and I don't care for her and whatever. And I was just like, suddenly the words which came out was like, I'm so sorry. She was keeping on telling me all her projection stuff, and I was just going like, I'm so sorry. And suddenly she was like, yeah, whatever. Like, yeah, yeah, and it's still very hurting, ciao. And she was really hanging up. And I was sending back the energy which she put on me and all the projection again. And I can't tell you how much I'm grateful. For not buying any realities of others anymore. It makes so much freedom in my body and in my heart, and it feels very good to just stick with you, really. Just stick with your wisdom, just stick with what you get. Just stick with your awareness and not cutting it off anymore. Just because not making your mother angry or whatever. So I really, really, really invite you to just ask your questions and stick with it. And truly stick with it, even if you don't know. Even if you don't know why this comes up. Even if your mind goes so crazy, so immense crazy. Because it's unbelievable that you don't go with that you don't do this, that you whatever, that you don't care for your mom and all these programs. Stick with your awareness. Don't dare to cut yourself anymore off. It makes it so much easier, and I'm telling you, so much healing energy is coming up every time when you truly stick with your awareness without knowing. All your little ones are just like, yeah, someone really listen to us. So I don't know if this is an inspiration or contribution to you. And that's my journey today.